Picture this, it's 1965, and a 16-year-old girl is about to marry her cousin. Fast forward to today, and that same girl is now the Queen of Brunei, living in the world's largest palace with a husband worth billions. Oh, and did I mention she outlasted 2 other wives? This isn't a fairy tale. It's the real life of Queen Saleha. Wait for the double twist. The Sultan of Brunei's daughter repeated history and married her cousin too, so this trend clearly runs in the family. Let's talk about Queen Saleha and Sultan of Brunei. These two aren't just any royal couple, they're first cousins. Can you imagine marrying your dad's sister's son? That's exactly what happened here. But wait, here's where it gets interesting. This arranged marriage didn't just work out, it outlasted 2 other royal marriages. Now that's what I call a lasting union. But how did they do it? What's the secret behind their enduring relationship? And get this, it's not just about them, this cousin marriage thing. It's shaping Brunei's royal traditions for generations to come. Ready to uncover the juicy details? Let's dive in. You might think marrying your cousin is taboo, but what if it led to unimaginable wealth and power? In Brunei's royal family, this unusual tradition isn't just accepted, it's expected. Let's rewind to 1965. Saleha, a young girl with dreams of her own, suddenly finds herself at the center of a royal spectacle. She's about to marry her first cousin, Hassan al-Bolkiah, the future Sultan of Brunei. Can you imagine the pressure? One day you're worried about homework. The next, you're preparing to rule a nation. It was a union that would shape the future of Brunei. Saleha and Hassan al's parents were siblings, making this match a perfect example of keeping it in the family, quite literally. But don't roll your eyes just yet. This tradition of cousin marriages in Brunei's royal family isn't just about convenience, it's a way to preserve royal bloodlines and strengthen family ties. Saleha didn't just adapt to becoming the queen, she thrived. While her husband was busy ruling the country, Saleha was quietly becoming the backbone of the royal family, despite the Sultan marrying 2 other women. She gave birth to 7 daughters and 5 sons, including the crown prince. She outlasted the competition and maintained her position as queen. Her journey wasn't just about basking in the largest palace in the world, but about finding her own identity within the constraints of tradition. She remained grounded and used her position to support women's welfare organizations, proving that even in an arranged marriage, a queen can make her own mark. Now that's what I call a royal success story. But her husband, on the other hand, not so grounded. He took luxury to unimaginable heights. Ever wondered what a $20,000 haircut looks like? Or why someone might need 500 Rolls Royces? Welcome to the mind-boggling world of the Sultan of Brunei, where we are not just talking about regular rich, but jaw-dropping wealth. The Sultan of Brunei is worth $40 billion. That's more money than some country's entire economy. But how does he spend it? Well, buckle up, because this is where things get wild. First up, his home. Imagine a palace so big you could fit the White House in it 30 times over. That's the Istana Nurul Iman, with 1,788 rooms and price tag of $1.4 billion. It's not just a house, it's a small city. Second up, the Sultan has a car collection that would make any automobile enthusiast green with envy. We're talking about 500 Rolls Royces, plus a bunch of Ferraris and Bentleys. The total value? A whopping $9 billion. That's right, his car collection alone is worth more than the GDP of some nations. Now, let's talk parties. For his 50th birthday, the Sultan didn't just have cake and balloons. He threw a $36.9 million bash that included a concert by Michael Jackson. Talk about a party to remember. And here's a fun fact that'll make your next trip to the barber seem like a bargain. The Sultan reportedly spends $20,000 on a single haircut. He flies his barber from London to Brunei or vice versa. Now that's what I call a royal trim. But the extravagance doesn't stop there. The Sultan has his own private zoo with 30 Bengal tigers. Because why visit a regular zoo when you can have your own? And when he travels, he does it in style. His private Boeing 747, nicknamed the Flying Palace, is decked out in gold and valued at 431 million. First class? More like Sultan class. Now, you might think all this luxury would rub off on Queen Saleha. But here's where it gets interesting. While her husband is busy collecting cars and flying in gold-plated jets, Saleha enjoys more down-to-earth hobbies. She maintains a fish pond, plays traditional Bruneian games, and loves to read. It's like she's living in a different world within the same palace. This contrast between the Sultan's lavish spending and Queen Saleha's simpler pleasures is fascinating. It shows that even in a world of unimaginable wealth, you can still find joy in the little things. Maybe there's a lesson for all of us there. Let's fast forward to the present day. Remember Princess Azima Bolkiah? She's the Sultan's daughter and Queen Saleha's stepdaughter, who followed her father's footsteps by marrying her first cousin, Prince Bahar ibn Jeffrey Bolkiah. Prince Bahar is the son of the Sultan's brother Jeffrey Bolkiah, and their marriage in 2023 created headlines, calling it the most controversial wedding of the year. Talk about keeping it in the family. This royal wedding wasn't just about love and romance, it was a powerful statement about the enduring nature of Brunei's royal traditions. In today's world, cousin marriages aren't exactly the norm, so why are Brunei's royals sticking to this tradition? Let's break it down. These cousin marriages are about preserving royal bloodlines and strengthening family ties by keeping the wealth within the family. It's like a real-life Game of Thrones, where every marriage is a strategic move. But can you imagine the pressure on these young royals? One day you're scrolling through social media, the next you're expected to marry your cousin and carry on centuries-old traditions. How do these young royals feel about it all? Growing up in the 21st century, with the world at their fingertips, do they embrace these traditions or secretly wish for something different? It's not like Princess Azima can just swipe right on a dating app. This cousin marriage tradition is shaping the identities of Brunei's younger royals in ways we can only imagine. They're walking a tightrope between honouring their family's legacy and finding their own path in the modern world. It's like being stuck between two worlds, the glittering, tradition-bound realm of royalty and the fast-paced, ever-changing social media world outside. We have seen Princess Azima's brothers and sisters making bold moves and marrying for love instead of following age-old traditions, like Prince Mateen marrying an ordinary businesswoman, Anisha Roshna, earlier this year, and Princess Fadzila marrying her Iraqi-Canadian lover 2 years ago. But what about the next generation of royals? Will they break free from the age-old traditions in Brunei, or will they crumble under pressure and follow the norm of marrying within the family? Only time will tell. Regardless of what the future holds, Queen Saleha's life sets an example for the younger royals on how tradition, wealth, and personal choices don't always clash, but can harmoniously synchronize and withstand the test of time. It's a balancing act that the Queen sets a great example of. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more royal stories.